Now the danger with this is, in the heat of battle, you can load it and you go to fire. And did you ever hear of a shot in the pan? That just means the pan flashes, your musket didn't go off. But you're in a line with a lot of other soldiers, you don't realize your musket goes off. Now you load it again. Now you have a double charge. And then what can happen is it finally goes off and can explode and you can die or whatever. My first name is Nelson, my last name is Chegezy. And I was a member of the 1st Continental Regiment of Foot, which is that was a real regiment. Relatives that go back to the Northampton County Militia. And again, this is a flintlock musket. Well, this is the hammer. This is a frizzen cover. It's a safety thing. They actually did not have these in the Revolutionary War. So this is a frizzen. What we would do, all things were done from the shoulder. So we would have our musket shoulder arms. And this, by the way, is not a tri-corner hat, it's a cocked hat, so that I can maneuver my musket. You would say prime and load, if you were the officer. I would bring the musket down, and my cartridge box would be right here. Open my cartridge box, grab a cartridge. To be a soldier in the Colonial Army, you had to have 2 teeth, 2 opposing teeth. You needed to grab your cartridge, rip the paper cartridge open the pan, and you'd pour a little grams of powder right here because there's a hole in the barrel right there. You see that hole? Then the officer would say, shut pan. You'd shut the pan. Now there's powder in here. You'd say about. Put the musket down, pour the rest of the cartridge in here, the rest of the powder, the bullet, pull out your ramrod. And the sergeant would be saying, quickly lads, quickly. You'd ram the ball down the barrel. We put this back in, you're at the ready, and then the officer would say, come to the ready. Then you cock this, and they say fire, and you all fire in unison. What happens is, when you pull the trigger, this flint comes down, smashes against this. This is hardened steel, makes a spark, ignites this powder, which makes the powder here explode, pushes the ball out the front of the musket. And again, it's 69 caliber. It's equal to about a 12 gauge shotgun. Austrian Army and Prussian Army were one of the best. They could actually prime and load sometimes 4 times a minute. Can you imagine that? We were expected to do it about 2 to 3 times a minute.